Hello everyone, the one here, and today I would like to help some beginners with some tips of how to get better at doing solo dungeons more efficiently and what kind of builds are better for it, how to survive gankers or how to fight them on your turn. But first, disclaimer, this is all my opinion and my opinion only. That being said, let's get started. We're gonna start with the weapons and the builds, and for that I want to do a ranking system for the weapons that do better in solo dungeons for full PvE, meaning if you just want to go for the fame and do just killing mobs, or if you want to go with a build that is ready to fight a diver. S will be considered the best of the best, and D will be the worst. For the S tier, for the full PvE, we have Access Frost Staff with a level 70 fighter, because you get access to that Q that all the Frost mages uses, and they are super good for it. And the spears. People might not think the spears are S tier, but I believe they are, because they have a full AoE kit from the Q, the W, and the E. In the A tier, we have Fire Staff. Some are better than others. We have swords and the bows. For the C tier, we got crossbows, quarterstaff, and daggers. For the D tier, we put in there the healers and the tank, which are weapons that are not meant to be solo dungeoning in the first place, so I think it makes sense. Now, if you want to go with a build that is ready to fight ganker, the tier list will change. This one is relative, since you can get caught in a bad spot or outnumbered, and then the tier of your weapon or your set will be irrelevant. But in general, this weapon performs better in a 1v1 situation and sometimes in a 1v2. For the S tier, we have the bows, the swords, and quarterstaff. I consider these three type of weapons being the best on 1v1 scenarios. On the A tier, we have the spears, the fire staff, and the daggers. For the S tier, we have the crossbow and the frost staff. I don't think there are any trash weapon, but some offer more room for you to be able to respond if you get ganked, like range. In general, range take less damage than melee, since they can kill a pack of mobs without taking even any damage. So in general, the ranges, they be healthier throughout the dungeon. If they get ganked, they usually either full health or maybe 80%, and it takes less time for them to recover. Now we'll put on screen some of the full build for the different weapons and scenarios for the top tier weapons. If you don't run a top tier weapon, the guidelines will be almost the same for some other weapons. Let's get started with the axes. Axes gotta be one of the most popular weapons to do solo dungeons, and in general it's a strong weapon. Axes use in general a Scholar Cow, Thetford Cape, or even Limhar's Cape, because axes are weapons that are super mana hungry. On the chest piece, they use Stalker or Helion Jacket and Demon Boots. Demon Boots will be the best choice of boots for you to do solo dungeons. In case of a gank, you can escape real fast if you wait for the exact moment. The way that Demon Boots work is the lowest that you have your HP, the more running speed that you will get, so they can get you out of a trouble real quick. For the one hand frost, they use Scholar or Royal Cow, because one hand frost or any other type of frost, they're super mana hungry. As the axes, I would say even more, because they tend to spam the Q. So you use Scholar or Royal Cow, Scholar for the cheapest version, Morgana Cape, Scholar Robe for the increase on the casting speed, and Scholar Boots again for some more mana. For the swords, we use Stalker Hood or Scholar Cow. Swords are not mana hungry as some other weapons, but sometimes they can be. So you have a choice of using either Limhar's Cape or the Thetford. That be up to you and your gameplay. You can use in the chest piece Stalker or Helion Jacket, and on the boot again Demon Boot. Remember, this is the section where it's full PvE. so you not worry about somebody ganking you because you just want to escape. That's why you have the demon boots. The spear used identical build as the swords since the same game plan, so you will have a stalker hood, Helion jacket, or even mercenary jackets for the spear since they have normal attack speed increase on them. And for the boot, again, demon boot. For bows, we have on the headpiece, you can use either a mage cowl, super cheap, or you can use a specter hood. On the chest piece, you have a choice of using hunter jacket, mage robe, cleric robe, cultist robe. You got a wide variety of items that you can choose for this type of weapons that they don't have mana hungry requirements. So you just go for whatever give you the most damage output. Now for PvP, some things change for some weapons. If you want to be ready to fight a diver, you need to change some of your damage. You need to do a trade-off. So for the axes, you can use on the headpiece, Scholar Cowl, Cultist Cowl. If you use a Scholar Cowl, you can use a Tech 4 cape. If you use a Cultist Cowl, you need to go for the Limheart's cape. For the chest piece, you can use Mercenary Jacket or Helion Jacket. And for the boot, a Scholar Boot. For the One Hand Frost, it'd be the same build as the PvE because I think Frost Staff are one of the few weapons that they don't allow you as much room for improvement since they are so mana hungry and depending on that Q, spamming that Q, that you can barely change a few items. For the swords, again, we have Stalker or Cultist Cowl. For the cape, Tech 4 cape. For the chest piece, depending on the type of sword that you're running, you can use Helion jacket or mage robe, assassin jacket. Sometimes you can use mercenary jacket if you're using dual sword. I feel dual sword are one of the sword that can benefit from using mercenary jacket because the normal attacks are faster. And then on the boots, you can use guardian boot or scholar boots. For the spear, again, we use the similar build for the PvP scenario. For the bow, you can use Helion or Hunter Hood, Mage, Cleric, or Mercenary on the chest piece, and Guardian Boots or Scholar Boots. So these are the builds that I recommend to run on the different scenario. Now, for general tips, when you're doing solo dungeon, the most important thing you need to know is what is your objective and stick to it. Meaning, if you want to just go for the fame farm, go for that. If you want to go for doing some fame farm and ready to fight dungeon divers, go for it. The reason that I said this is because of the many times that I've dove people, the most common reason that they die is because they don't know what to do. If they're gonna fight or they're gonna run. So get your objective straight. The second thing, once you know what is your objective, create a favorable environment for that plan. If you wanna fight in case of a diver, always look at the corner of the screen, at least when you load. If you're in a boss and it's in the last boss, leave the mobs before the boss so they hit whoever is coming and clean the ones that are forward in case you need to reset. You can run forward with no mobs and heal yourself quickly. The third thing that I want to say is get your consumables according to your objectives as well. Know the bosses, know the trash mechanics so you can clear them without taking as much damage. Like there are bosses that hit their spawn, like this boss that I have on the screen right here and this one. And so many other bosses have hidden mechanics, I want to say, if you want to call it hidden mechanic. In the same note, when you're killing a pack of mobs, always kill the weakest mob first so you avoid taking unnecessary damage. If your objective is to fight, make sure that you inspect the enemy before blowing all your skills so you know what you're facing and what to expect. I know that could be difficult for people that are starting the game or they're new, but you're gonna start building good habit. If your objective is to fame farm, don't be afraid to skip packs of mobs, especially those mobs that are annoying. Some people don't skip mobs thinking they are losing on the efficiency, and I feel it's the opposite. If you fight a pack of mobs that take you so long, that could get you killed because you're spending more time in that same spot, in that same dungeon. In the worst case scenario, you're gonna get killed. In the best case scenario, you kill a hard pack of mob that is worth the same amount of fame as another easier pack in the next dungeon. There are so many solo dungeons out there. Don't be afraid to skip pack of mobs. Plus, that makes it harder for the divers to track your location, since you spend less time in a dungeon and you'll be jumping around from one dungeon to another dungeon quickly. Last but not least, know your speed and what amount of mob you can take without getting down. There is no need for you to be pulling risky pack of mobs that get you down, or going in a higher tier of dungeons that you will get down a lot. Start slow and build yourself up. That should be all for me. If you have any other tips, leave it in the comment section. Like, subscribe if you like it, and thank you for watching.
Alright.